Google Analytics is a good gateway into basic performance measurement. It captures real-use measurements, RUM for short, on site speed and other related metrics based on a 1% data sample. This makes it an excellent source of free field data. From the Analytics Start page, open the Behaviour tab and then click Site Speed. Overview gives you just that, an overview. There's a few of the performance-oriented stats available here. I recommend skipping straight to page timings though, as you get much more control over the dataset there. A key benefit of having this data in this format is that you can cross-reference it against other data to detect patterns in user behaviour. Here's a few useful comparisons which may yield meaningful results. Compare average server response time against average document interaction time. If there's a big gulf between the two, that may indicate that there's too much JavaScript executing on first load. Compare bounce rate against average page load time. If bounce rate is up, and so is average page load time, this suggests a link between the two variables. Compare average server connection time versus average server response time. A big difference would suggest inefficient server-side code, which affects server response times. If you're tracking sales over analytics, you could overlay conversion against page speed and see if it takes a hit during periods where the website loads especially slow. Alternatively, you could track the opposite. As page speed improves, is this having a tangible effect on sales? It's also very important to filter geographically, as factoring in data from countries you aren't targeting may skew your insights. And then in the Distribution tab, you can view this same page speed data in more detail, which up until now we've only seen as an average. So in this view, we can see that 8% of users load the website in under a second, whilst nearly half of all users experience a load time between 3 and 13 seconds. Moving on, we've already covered speed suggestions in the Google Lighthouse part of the course, but if you've not watched that yet, this is where Analytics lists suggestions to improve individual page speed. Clicking here opens a separate window which runs a page speed insights audit. This generates a Lighthouse Web Performance report, which itself is a valuable source of performance metrics, diagnostics, and recommendations. So, that's the guided tour of speed metrics on Google Analytics. There's plenty of data to keep you busy here, and the fact that you can compare it with other sales data makes it especially useful for detecting patterns.